right, you guys? Podcast time.
Chew. It's quieter.
Fucking podcasting right now.
Chew quieter.
And now, to the podcast studio.
Welcome back, everyone, to Chew Quieter. And Chris, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It's been a little bit on a hiatus.
Yeah.
It's good to be back.
Trying to save
for your vag in the garage?
It was too cold last week, dude. Like, I don't have a little space heater because, you know, I have a house with a heater in it. I don't live in my garage.
Yeah, but you do record in there.
Yeah.
I actually have one of those really good core heaters in my garage, and it works really well. Like if I'm smoking pot or something like that, I'll go in the garage when it's cold, obviously, and turn that thing on, sit right under it. Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I have a hole in the roof that I think the previous owner had a duct in, but I think they had like a little stove heater in here or something. They plumbed it in. I don't know where it went, but there's a hole there with some piping. So I plan to add it to the ductwork so I can have AC in here because it's hot in here in summer.
Yeah, I bet.
Yes. And I'll have heat in here during the winter. So it'll be good.
Yeah.
The last couple of ones I've had to pull the car in, heat the car up, shut the doors, turn it off, and let the heat come in and warm up the garage because it's
the
cold.
next episode, next time it's cold, you're going to podcast from the car with the heater on.
Probably, yes.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. And I was looking at a map earlier this week, and
but
just
did
out
it
of
say
curiosity,
Gulf of America?
No. Well, yeah, that finally changed. Thank you, Google. Google Maps, thank you for finally obeying the EO. Apple Maps, we're still waiting on you.
Yeah.
But I was looking at the map and came across Australia, and I automatically thought of you, of course. Why wouldn't I? Second person I thought of was your mom. Because she's a big fan.
Yes, she is.
So I started looking around Australia, just like at the features and geography and all of that. And I started going further south, and I came across this pretty large island called Tasmania. As kids, we always saw the Tasmanian devil in cartoons and that sort of thing. As we know, that is not it's a real creature, but it's not type thing.
Oh, they get feisty.
But it's not
they get feisty. They don't spin around in circles. We saw in the cartoon. No, they don't spin around in circles, and they're fast, but they're just little fiery things, and I make those kind of sounds.
Yeah. So my question is, have you been there?
No.
Is it its own country?
No. It's a state of Australia.
Ah.
Yes, it's a state.
Like a colony of Australia or a property or...
Yeah, so that's where they put...
Is it like your Puerto Rico?
No, not really. It was... So it's a funny story. So that's where all the... I think that's where they put all the bad convicts because you couldn't swim off the island.
Oh, so it's like Alcatraz.
It's a long way away from mainland. So you've got Bass Strait. Bass Strait is one of the worst ocean passes in the world. Like, it's really, really rough. They have a yacht race from Sydney Harbour down to Devonport, which is in Tasmania, and you'll have probably maybe 2 or 3 people die doing that race because it's so rough, or they get rescued because their boat overturns. It's untouched. Well, I'm not saying it's untouched. It's not very westernized, so it's still very raw. So if we go wheeling there, you'll literally feel like you're the only person there.
Is this where the Aborigines originated from, or is this just another...
It was probably too cold for them.
Oh, it gets cold there.
Yeah, well, you're close to Antarctica. Like, that's the furthest point to Antarctica.
Yeah.
But funny story is, so you know how we think of... How do I put this without pissing people off?
Just piss people off. Come on.
Okay, yeah, just piss them off. Fuck them.
Why are we tiptoeing today?
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, so you know you have the slow Southerners. Like the very
there we go.
dumb Southerners.
I got a few neighbors like that, yep.
Yes. They live in Tasmania. right? So
okay.
You saw the picture of what Tasmania and Australia looks like. It's a fair way away. So then you have a state called South Australia. It's a little bit further away from Tasmania to what Melbourne is, and it's on a big Australian Bight. So it looks like someone's taken a chunk out of the country, and that's called the Australian Bight. So South Australia is on that coastline. It's a city of churches. Those people are unlike anybody else in the country on the mainland. So when you see a South Australian, you turn around and go, "Oh, are you a Tasmanian that learned how to swim?" Because you swam from over there to here. Because you're all pretty much dumb fucks.
So, see, Armando, they have wetbacks too.
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
any
wild.
kind of retard, you're from Tasmania and you learn how to swim.
Hey, we can't say that word.
That's right.
No, we can.
It's right. Mum will comment. Don't worry. She'll be like, "You can't say that."
Okay, so this is where I'm leading to. Metric versus imperial and Celsius versus Fahrenheit. First question.
America's got it wrong.
Yeah, first question is, how long did it take you to get used to the change?
Temperature-wise, it's taken me, I would say, 5 years.
Wow.
Yep. To know what's cold, what's warm, what's hot. To know, like, just to wake up and go, oh, it's going to be 36 degrees today. Okay, it's cold. I need a sweatshirt and pants. If it's above 60, depending on what part of the country I'm in, I'm going to need shorts.
So do you have your phone set to Celsius?
No.
No.
Nothing is set to Celsius. I now have to Google Fahrenheit to Celsius. So when I
do
talk
that.
I talk to Mum or talk to Cassie, like when we had this cold, the last cold thing, last cold front come through.
Yeah.
Cassie was complaining about how cold it was, and I was like, I said, like, we're minus 18 degrees. And, like, she's even confused now, because when I talk to her, she's learned miles per hour. I talked to her the other day, because I got pulled over and caught speeding, and said to her that I got caught doing 55 caught doing 88 in 55 mile an hour zone. But I put that into kilometers for her, which was 88 kilometers, caught doing 140 kilometers an hour. She took that as miles, and she's like, "Dad, you were doing 240 kilometers an hour?" And I'm like, "No." And she goes, "But that's what you said." I said, "No, I put it into kilometers for you so you could understand it." She goes, "I know miles per hour, Dad." I'm like, "All right, whatever."
So I have to use the same Google translation there when I'm watching F1, when they're talking about track conditions, track temperature,
Yep.
air temperature, and all of that, because they're, obviously using Celsius. So when I hear it's 30 degrees Celsius, I'm like, "Ooh, that sounds cold." And I'm like, "What? It can't be that cold. They wouldn't be racing if it was that cold."
Yes, it's hot.
Yeah.
It's about 95 degrees.
Yeah.
Yep.
So as far as metric and imperial, I agree with you. And I'm sure a lot of Americans will probably hate me for saying this, but I agree with you that we should be on the metric system. We already use it in so many things. Our military uses it.
Hospitals use it.
Hospitals, yep.
Another funny story there. When I first came here, pretty much the first day I got here, I had to go to hospital because everybody who knows me, I have a problem when I eat. I choke on my food.
Ketchup.
Yeah.
All the fucking ketchup.
Probably.
Try some fucking hot sauce.
Yeah. I choke. So when I went to the hospital, I knew how heavy I was in pounds. I knew how tall I was in feet. I go to the hospital, the first thing they ask me is, like, "How many kilos are you?" And I'm like, "What?" And I had to think about it for a second, because now I just programmed my brain to talk in what you guys measure yourself. And I'm like, what is wrong with this country?
In American.
1 minute you're doing it, next minute you're not.
Talking in American.
Yeah.
But I know a few nurses that got Australian accent wake-up calls from this guy.
Yeah, I bet. You did that just to get out of your hospital bill.
I had insurance. I had insurance. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't wipe it off.
So there's this funny meme that goes around that says Europeans hate Americans for not using the metric system, all while I'm carrying a 9mm with a gram of Coke in my pocket.
Correct. Yes. Well, the biggest thing for me is measurement. Get a tape measure. And I go back to this every single time to Poison Spider. When I was fitting my rock rails, it said, what was it, 12 and 5/16. Put a mark that mark and drill your hole. Do you know how much the next line thickness is to the next measurement?
Less than an eighth?
It's the size of a ballpoint pen.
Yeah.
How is that accurate?
Well, you round up.
No, if it's saying 12 and 5/16, it's 12 and 5/16. And I'm like, it's just stupid. Just do it in millimeters. It's so easy to mark the lines and to count them. I had to Google that damn measurement. And it took me half an hour to find that thing on the tape measure to begin with.
Well, I'll tell you what. I can't use a tape measure like anyone else. It takes me a few minutes to like register what I'm trying to measure. And it's not because I'm retarded or stupid or anything like that. It's just because
they're hard to read.
I have one of those tape measures that doesn't have the numbers and it just has the ticks.
Yes.
And I also wear glasses just for looking at things far away. So when I'm that close, I have to take my glasses off. Then all of a sudden the tape measure goes sucked back into the reel. I have to measure it out again and look at it.
Yes.
And then count it. I'm like, okay, I got it.
Yeah, it sucks, dude. It sucks. It really does. And it annoys me every day. But the funny thing is, you guys have like drill bits. There's drill bits in metric and there's drill bits in, but they're all in the same damn thing. I'm like, pick one.
Yeah. I have a tectonic tool case that has nothing but sockets, impact sockets. And they're universal impact sockets. So, for example, the 11mm is also working with, I think, what is it?
7/16.
Or 9/16 or something like that. Yeah.
9/16 is 14 mil.
Yeah.
I learned that pretty quick.
So because of that, that's what also brought this up.
Like 6 inches is really 4 inches.
Hey, my wife is happy. Leave me the fuck alone.
That's why the tape measure keeps flying back in. Damn it.
Yeah. It's that cold. But I think at some point, I don't think we're going to ever change from it, but I think at some point it should be looked at again. For some reason, they're saying that it's going to cost over $1 trillion to convert.
Look, England did it.
I don't see how it can cost money to convert because all you're doing is you're letting the people convert it themselves. Mm-hmm. There's nothing for the government to convert.
Yes. Mile markers all have to change.
Yes.
Everything has to change. All of the road signs across the country change.
I didn't think about that.
It's everything. Everything that has a measurement that is assigned or elevation in meters now instead of feet.
But Australia did it.
Elevation signs. Yeah,
Australia. We used to be Imperial. So I remember one of my dad's cars had kilometers and miles per hour on the speedometer, just like what a Jeep does. Like a JK has the same.
Yeah, every car has the availability, and you can switch it now. In the newer cars, you can switch between. So
we used to have miles before it was kilometers. And there's when we went from Fahrenheit to Celsius. There's actually a YouTube clip. I saw this the other week because it's funny how you brought it up, Gabe. I actually watched the YouTube clip the other week of this old lady complaining about having to learn to go from Fahrenheit to Celsius. She's like, oh my God, it's just so confusing. I don't know why we have to change. And I'm like, it's called progress. Get your bean counter out.
Well, you know, these old birds, they don't like change anyways.
No.
So when something like that comes along, it's a big deal to them. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
But if everyone on this planet was on the same fucking page, we wouldn't have to have these changes and getting used to this and that sort of thing. Or for you, for example, you wouldn't have to worry about converting Celsius to Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Well, look, when we used to weigh ourselves, they used to weigh it when I was a kid.
Stones.
It was how many stones you weighed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, which stone? The stone out of the garden or the stone from the rock pile over there? How do you weigh it? Stupid.
Yeah. Speaking of stones. Okay. Speaking of stones. This is a big stone. Did you hear about this asteroid that's orbiting Earth?
That was a good segue, Gabe.
Right?
Damn, look at that.
That was slick.
So
I wasn't even talking about that.
Damn.
This asteroid was found in December 2024 and has a trajectory path of impact in January 2032. Right now, they're saying there's 1 to 2% chance of impacting the Earth. Mm-hmm. Approximately 100 meters big, the potential to create a 1 mile long crater. Again, we're going back to miles. Potential to create a 1 mile long crater. But this thing has precious metals. So
yeah, I heard it's going to fall in Puerto Rico.
Though they don't know yet because it's still so far off. They'll know more. I think they said, I was watching Neil Tyson deGrasse talking about this. And they'll have a better idea of the trajectory, where it's going to land, what hemisphere, in about 10 years.
In the 1 to 2% chance it's going to hit the Earth.
Yes.
Yeah, so when it's not going to hit the Earth.
No, and it's not going to be catastrophic.
No.
It'll impact that region, but it's not going to be dinosaur type, extinction level event type.
It won't matter to me. I'll be in my bunker because I'm going to be a multimillionaire with XRP by 2030. So it'll take me 2 years to construct it. I'll be under the ground somewhere in Utah. I'll be good. I'll be fantastic.
Well, take me with you to your bunker and
sure,
we can podcast from there.
Don't worry, we will be.
I'm going to be in Puerto Rico trying to mine those precious minerals. I mean, selling that shit for grills. You see a bunch of Puerto Ricans with asteroid grills.
Well, I'm pretty sure Christian Slater's going to be out there riding the wave.
So speaking of precious metals, as of yesterday, Zelensky finally bent the knee. I don't know if you saw this or not, but there's a $500 billion deal on the table that he's supposed to be flying to DC this week to sign. And we have no, there's no promise for military action on our part.
No, he gets what he's already got.
Yeah, he gets what he's got. That's it. And in return for us giving them so much fucking money, we're getting these minerals.
Mm-hmm. Another win for Trump.
When people were so pissed off about Trump saying, oh my God, I can't believe they didn't agree with the UN and that resolution. Let me tell you something, folks. That resolution meant shit. Mm-hmm. It did nothing. That was not a court. All it did was point a finger at Russia saying, no, you did it, you started it. But the U.S. had their own resolution that was not approved by the UN to go forward, which would have put it in a court, in a world court. That's something that's not being reported on when the news is saying, no, the U.S. denied resolution. Bullshit.
Yeah, you know what I'm really getting sick of? Like since, I don't know, January 20th, is fucking winning all the time.
Right.
It fucking sucks.
And there's a lot of
damn,
going
it
on
sucks.
right now. I mean, everyone that he wanted to have confirmed, he's got confirmed. Tulsi, Pete, Cash,
Bongino,
Bondi. So I mean, it goes on and on and on.
And there's more to come.
With Bongino now, this is going to create a snowball effect because what's going to happen is we're going to say bye-bye to the ATF. It's going to be broken up. The alcohol and tobacco is more than all they do is regulate the taxes on alcohol and tobacco.
Yep.
So they really have no place with the firearms or explosives. So what do you do with them? You move them to the IRS.
Yep.
With the explosives, you move that department to the FBI because they already deal with the explosive. They have plenty of experts there. And the explosives is not regulating the explosives. The explosive part of the ATF that's what the explosives part is, more training and education for FBI staff. So it only makes sense to move that part of the ATF to the FBI. So that leaves just the firearms, which a lot of these things can be handled by the Department of Commerce, because what are they doing? They're doing background checks, essentially, at that point.
Yep, I think it's a good move.
We wash our hands with the ATF. We get our 2A rights restored.
We buy more guns.
We buy more guns.
More silencers.
And cheaper.
Yes.
And cheaper, because all these companies that are having to pay all these fees and duties and whatever to the government for all of the licenses and whatever from the ATF just increases the price. All the stuff that they have to do to meet demand. Just look at like the car companies. They have to meet CAFE and EPA regulations. How much does that cost a car company?
It's costing some of them sales too.
Yeah, and the guns are the same way. It costs them money to try to, I got to do this and this and this. It just adds cost. It adds regulation. It adds a person that actually go through and make sure that we're compliant. Like, just be done.
Well, a good example of that is in Colorado right now. They're trying to pass legislation where if you're going to buy a gun, you're being taxed heavily on it. And if you want to buy the gun, you have to be registered. And how do you register yourself? You have to take a 10-day class. And how do you pay for all this stuff? Your own pocket.
Yeah.
It's just unconstitutional. You're making it a privilege now, not a right.
Correct.
You're taking away the right and you're instituting a privilege for money. All while these criminals are buying guns off the streets. The people that we should be worried about, not the people that are trying to protect their homes or their families.
Correct. You should be wanting people to come and register themselves to get a gun. Like, even to register yourself.
Encourage the registration.
Correct.
No, but we don't. No, we don't want a registration. Because that's the first thing the government's going to use to go knock on doors. These people have guns. We need to go take them away from them.
You still need to vet a person getting a gun.
Well, yes. That's
which is
different
what the
from a
registration,
though.
Well, I don't think you should have to register the firearm. You need to register yourself to get a gun license, like to say that, yes, I'm getting a gun license.
That's a little bit different. That's a license. It's not really a registration, because a registration, you're in a system that is.
Well, you're going to be in the system regardless.
You're in a system. You're in a system that's ever looped. So you're in a. You have to keep taking these courses. You have to keep doing this registration. So it's like a car registration at this point, which goes back to it being a privilege and not a right.
Well, if it's a privilege, if you're saying it's a privilege, you should better just walk up to a gun store and say, "Yep, I want that gun. Here's my $60," and walk out with it without signing any paperwork. Nothing.
No, that would be your right, not privilege.
Correct, but that's what you're trying to say. You want it to be a right, not a privilege.
Correct.
That's the only way that's going to happen, is for you to walk into a gun shop. I'll buy that gun right there. You're doing no checks, no this, no that. Here's my money, and walk out with it. That's the right.
It's currently illegal to have a gun registry, though. And that's what Colorado's trying to do.
Yeah, but
which is a violation of your Second Amendment.
Well, what's the difference with me going in? When I bought my guns in Georgia, I had to get a background check, and they record that gun is owned to me in a registry. So you've already signed for it.
You're on the books for purchasing that weapon.
Correct.
But and that's just within the state. What the registry does is it spreads it nationwide.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. If there's no ATF, what's the big deal? Who's going to come after your guns?
The state.
Why?
Because that's their legislation. That's the law that they enacted in that state.
Yeah, but why are they going to come after your guns? Is what I'm saying. What's their excuse of coming after your gun?
Well, that's the thing. They could come up with any reason.
So
I
what
mean,
you're saying
they're
is,
already trying red flag laws, and those red flag laws have already been proven to not work.
yeah, well, that's because it's your Second Amendment right. It's always going to trump it.
Well, that's where the gray line is, because right now, what I'm talking about is okay. I'll give you an example. In Colorado, the first week that they had these red flag laws, there was someone that falsely claimed someone did something to someone else. That they were reported. Police went to this person's house, confiscated their guns, arrested this person. It was a false report. That's what a registration will also do. It will give people the entitlement to create false reports on people just for the sake of them not having a weapon.
Maybe, but anyone can do that.
Yeah, that's the point. Anyone could do that. We don't want that.
I know, but I can do it to you right now if I wanted to.
Well, no, because Tennessee doesn't have a red state or a red flag law.
No, but I can call the police and say that you're out the front waving your gun around in the air.
But they won't
And that would be
confiscate the
true.
gun or arrest me.
And in your underpants shooting in the air.
And that would be completely true.
I've already deleted
know?
that video. That's never going to happen.
But that's what I'm saying. You can report anybody. You don't need to have a registration for it.
Yeah, you can. But the likelihood of the police arresting you and confiscating your guns on the spot is very slim.
Maybe. These days, look, what I'm learning, and it goes back to doing something and asking for forgiveness, right? It works with the police at the same time. The police are getting that bad now. It's like, here's your fine. I know you didn't do this, but I'm going to fine you anyway. Go to court and fight it. That's what they're doing.
Is this because you got a speeding ticket?
No, it's just I watch a lot of shows, a lot of daily driven exotics and whatever else. They just pull them over and they give them the fine, and it's up to you to fight it. Now, the cop knows he's in the wrong, but he don't give a shit. He's going to make you take time off work or whatever it is, then hire a lawyer, go to court. It's more of a pain in the ass than anything. You'll get off.
Yeah.
You'll get off, but you've just spent all this damn money. So it's going to come to a point where you could go to someone and go, you know what? Yeah, you did the wrong. You might not have done the right thing, but I'm going to take your guns and I'm going to take this and whatever else. And now it's up to you as the person to go, man, how much money do I have to fight this? Because that's what it's going to come down to.
And that's what we don't want.
It can happen now though. It's not. It doesn't matter what they bring in. It's just
The only way that it can happen now is if they have reasonable doubt. If they have
reasonable doubt. So you know what they're doing with the cars.
There's a term that the police use that they don't need a warrant. Exponential circumstances or something like that. I'm sure that there's a lawyer listening right now that's probably screaming at me what it actually is. But
so it's like a police officer has to have a reason to pull you over. They can't just pull you over,
right?
Unless
you're black or Mexican.
Yes. So in Huntsville right now, they've made a noise ordinance on loud vehicles. So there's been a rule the whole time that you can't change a muffler or anything like this, like California, right? Right now, they've just passed a law, starts March 1st, that the police can pull you over for a loud exhaust. There's no interpretation to what a loud exhaust is. It just says loud.
Louder than stock.
So what's louder to me might not be loud to you. We think that it's just another reason to give the officers a reason to be able to pull you over without getting into trouble to find other things. And they can do that with anything.
I think we're convoluting the two. Because one is a misdemeanor, one is a felony that can put you away for quite a long time.
But
one's not even a misdemeanor; it's just a civil offense.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, they're going to find the smallest thing to be able to come in there and do it.
If it's the smallest thing, then that's when the search warrant comes into play. And then that's when the DA says, "Okay, you need to have this, and this to meet these circumstances to actually have this search warrant." If they don't have all these pieces in place,
I hear what you're saying.
if it's a legit DA, if you're in Georgia, it's completely different because I hear Georgia is completely fucked with their DA system. Mm-hmm. So,
but there's
caveats.
Yeah, but right now they're going to work around the system to be able to come into your home without a search warrant.
I think that's a little too dangerous for any cop to want to do.
Yeah, but it's coming. Like, I've seen this country change. From the time that I've lived here, it was all about your rights. Americans' rights were number one. But the longer I live here, it's getting stripped away.
Trump also just signed a new executive order protecting 2A rights. So this would also protect us from that. So you have seen that, and you are correct, because we just had 4 years of that bullshit.
Yeah.
Now Trump is trying to reverse all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's giving the power back to the people, which is why America was what it was. The reason why I've always wanted to live here, because Americans could do what the fuck they wanted. Mm-hmm. If they want to go get a job here, go get a job there. You want to go up that street, go up that street. Like, if I want to break the law, I'm going to break the law till I get caught. It's your right to do what the hell you want. Whereas at home, no. You're always looking over your shoulder because they can do anything they want. They can come into your house when they want. Like, oh, we just want to come and we heard something inside your house. No, motherfucker, you stand out the front of my house. Oh, but we've had a phone call that there's been a disturbance inside the house. We don't have any rights in Australia. The law is our right. That's our right. And the law that works against the people. Mm-hmm. Whereas here, the law is supposed to looks after the people. Mm-hmm. It's everybody that's government, law enforcement, whatever, is the law. They have to abide by the people's law. Because the people's protected no matter what, first.
Right.
It's slowly getting taken away.
I think it's been restored now.
Yeah, it is because Trump's back.
Yes.
As long as it stays Republican, we'll be fine.
Yeah, I agree. Armando, what were you going to say?
I just thought he was here for the big titty women.
No, Hooters is going bankrupt.
No.
He's not. That's gone. It's not happening.
You know how many times I've been to Hooters?
I'd say
Twice.
Once. Really?
Twice? That's it.
You've been there about the same amount of times as I
You
have,
went back? I went once and I was like, never again.
So I went once.
Hey, don't knock
to
Hooters.
experience it.
Justine used to work at Hooters. Psh, that's happened.
I went once to experience it, and then the second time was for a fantasy football draft.
So again,
no, I think her dad said for her to work at Hooters. I don't think she ever worked there.
Going back to my point, he's here for the big titty bitches.
I'm going to tell Justine you said that. You've been perving on my wife.
Well, you said she worked at Hooters. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I can't remember if she did or not. I don't know if she did.
Well,
I can't remember.
Whatever.
Did you see Hooters is not only filing bankruptcy, but they're blaming Twin Peaks for them going bankrupt?
Yeah, because Twin Peaks is so much better. I go to Twin Peaks all the time.
Twin Peaks is way better. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, not only the food, but the girls are actually far more attractive.
Mm-hmm. It was so when I first came to the States, and it was Birmingham, Alabama Hooters. It was in Hoover.
That does not sound appealing.
It wasn't. It was my first experience, and it was a good experience. I won't say it wasn't. The waitress, she was very nice.
Her name was Lefty because her left tit was shut off in a backwoods accident, a backwoods hunting accident.
She was actually very pretty. She was actually very pretty.
Yeah, she just had no left titty.
Yeah. I won't go into that story, but then
smelled like tobacco.
Yeah, but then I went to Twin Peaks, and I'm like, man, this place is classy.
Classy.
It's like, oh my god.
Well, he is from Australia.
Yeah, it's a lot classier than Hooters. It felt like
classier in Tasmania.
Yeah, it felt like I walked into a log cabin, and the girls are all in short skirts and knee-high boots, and there's a bit of boob hanging out.
Did you guys ever hear of a place called the Tilted Kilt?
Yes.
So it was similar to Twin Peaks. It was
Yes.
themed. This was more Scottish themed with the kilts and that sort of thing. But the women had very tight and pushed up shirts and very short skirts. That didn't last very long, though. I think they went out of business pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But I'm not sad. I'm not sad Hooters is going away though, because
The place
for all the
is junk.
hype, it was garbage food.
Yes,
and then they started doing the DEI hiring.
Nobody wants to see a transvestite in
No.
booty shorts.
No, you see their junk sticking out the back.
Yeah, no, I don't want that sausage. Get that sausage away from me.
You want to see
Don't
the other
bend over.
sausage.
I never ever dropped. You never ever drop anything in front of them because it's like, oh, look at all that junk in there. What is that shit? You're like, hey, look at that. Oh no, that's
It's hiding
not
3
nice.
kiwis in his crotch.
Look at that sanger.
Oh, that's
And,
funny
and, he,
shit.
and he adds a Kiwi joke too there.
He's got definitely some bangers of mash in there. Nope. Yeah, not unhappy about that at all. But you know what? Someone's going to buy them and they'll stay open.
I don't think they're going to stay open.
I think Waffle House will buy them. You know how busy Waffle House would be? No, you know what? That was wrong to say. I don't want that to turn into Waffle House.
Speaking of Waffle House, did you see that fight in the Georgia airport last week?
Is there a Waffle House in Georgia at the airport?
No, but
Oh.
it made it look like there was. There was
Okay.
like 20 black people fighting in the fucking airport. It's like, and I was like, when did they put a Waffle House in the airport?
Look, that would never happen because 2 a.m. in that airport, it's a ghost town. No one's there. You can't even get a drink in that airport
That's
at
pretty
2
much
a.m.
any airport, though. Unless it's
God.
O'Hare or LAX.
It's crazy. You'll die of thirst in the airport.
JFK. Speaking of JFK, these files are supposed to be coming out soon.
Well, that's if there's any left.
Right. There's
Because apparently
currently
they've
a rumor that there's
deleting.
been a mass delete
Yes.
of the Epstein files.
Yes.
I hope
So
that's
Hillary
not true.
had control. Hillary had control. All deleted.
Yeah, I hope that's not true, and maybe that's why they're not out yet. Is because they found out, hey, we're missing some shit here that we know was there before.
All we know is that the most important part is we know Will Smith was there, and all these movies suck because I don't watch his shit no more. And Tom Hanks, I'm done,
Dude, I can't tell you how sad I am that I can't watch Private Ryan anymore.
dude. I can't watch Forrest Gump no more.
Or yeah, true.
Like seriously, or what's that Christmas movie that he was in? The
Christmas.
cartoon one.
I don't
I
watch
can't watch Woody
cartoons.
no more. I can't watch Woody.
Toy Story.
Toy Story. Can't watch Toy Story.
If these people just shut the fuck up, I would be fine with it.
It's like
If all they did at a minimum was say, yes, I'm supporting this person for this race, I'd say, okay, he's got a right to have that opinion. I'll still watch his fucking movies. But
Yes.
if someone like Robert De Niro comes out and says, all you Trump supporters are fucking retards, you know what, motherfucker? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm
You
not
get
watching
my
your
money.
movies anymore.
Nope.
When Tom Hanks came out and said people don't wear a mask are stupid, they're going to
Yeah.
kill people. You know what, Tom Hanks? I don't need to watch your movies anymore.
Yep. I'll watch the ones that actually stick up for their freedoms,
Yeah.
like Mark Wahlberg and who's the other guy? Who else was doing it? Someone that I know you wouldn't think. What's his name?
Mel Gibson?
No, he's like, you can do it.
Oh,
You can do it. Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
Yes.
Schneider.
He's still going.
Yeah.
You watch his
Adam
stand up.
Carolla.
Yeah, you watch his stand up stuff. He's hitting hard.
Yeah.
Still to this day on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird. Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel were like this,
Right.
and Adam stuck with it, and Jimmy went whoop
Yeah, it'll bite him in the
to
ass.
the fucking crazy side.
Look at Ellen DeGeneres. Where's she right now?
Supposedly she moved to Canada or Europe or something like that.
She went to France.
Yeah.
And you know what happens to Karma? The week that she moved there, her house flooded. They had the biggest rains, and her house was flooded.
Oh, too bad.
And
So
she's
sad.
sitting there crying, and I'm just like, sucks to be you.
There's a lot of crime going on right now at MSNBC. That network is going bye-bye.
Finished. Yes, it's finished.
Yeah, they're done. CNN is also going bye-bye.
Well, apparently CNN is firing what's her face, the one that always Trump tells to shut up.
I don't know them by name. I just know their faces.
Yeah, she was the one that did the interview with him.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about now. I still don't know her name though.
Yeah. She'd be pretty if she was face down on a pillow. That's about it.
Lester Holt is leaving NBC. They fired Joy Reid. Rachel Maddow went ballistic on MSNBC executives, and with that, calling them racist.
Well, she's
paid not going to have a job soon.
Was she getting paid $12 million an episode or something?
Yeah,
stupid money.
And she hardly has episodes, like one every 2 weeks, one every 3 weeks.
Yeah, but who's worth that much money? Like, seriously.
Yeah,
it's an episode. It's just stupid. Like, people don't value money no more.
Well, here's what's going to happen, because we already know that they're pushing so much money to this other side with funding all of these entertainers that, I mean, who's funding these entertainers? No one's going to theaters anymore. No one's paying the money that these actors are now demanding. So who subsidized that? Well, I think we're going to find out that the government's been subsidizing it.
We already did.
That's why all these lefty actors are all still sucking that tit.
Yep. So remember that group Pussy Riot in Russia? Mm-hmm. They were paid by U.S. aid to start doing political things. Ariana Grande, there's a record of Ariana Grande. Who was it that was with Obama when he did his? Was it Jay-Z or Puff Daddy? Mm-hmm. Puff Daddy did get out and vote.
Well, Puffy's got his own problems to deal with.
Yeah, but this was back when Obama was running. U.S. aid paid Puffy to do this whole, get out the vote thing.
Yep.
So there's been record, and it goes back to the '60s of U.S. aid paying musical acts to promote a certain ideology.
Right. Because in the 70s, your actors made minimal money. You had an actor that made $1 million. That was crazy. Then all of a sudden, these salaries started just exploding. And then, why was that? Because the government was like going, okay, we're going to figure out how to make these freaking misfits, because that's what the whole entertainment industry ever was misfits. Mm-hmm. You went from survival of the fittest to the misfits running the freaking show.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why Trump put Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, and who's the other guy that he's put in there to take over Hollywood?
John Voight.
Yes. To unwoke Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that ship has sailed, because everyone's trying to get Texas to be the new Hollywood.
Yeah, Texas, Oklahoma, and Georgia.
Atlanta. Yep. Well, Atlanta's pretty much Netflix.
Yeah, Tyler Perry has a humongous studio there, I think. Yep. I heard.
Like, if you, there is so much work in Atlanta right now for TV shows, movies, TV shows. One of my good friends, he's a set builder. I've got one of my friends, he provides a lot of cars to the movie sets, and he goes, dude, it's just so much money's coming to town. Yeah. Like, that's why California's drying up. They don't have that income coming into that state no more.
Well, they're shooting off their own foot by having a very high income tax, a very high gas tax, very high property tax, very high sales tax. How are you helping your people at that point? Overtaxing them. You're not. You're just driving them out of the state.
I've never understood why that state was always expensive to live.
Who gives a
shit? Who gives a shit if Hollywood's there? Who gives a flying fuck about Hollywood?
Armando, don't you agree that it didn't start being expensive until probably the late 90s?
It was more expensive, but it didn't get progressively as expensive until probably the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
When it got like increasingly. I mean, you had separation at that point. You had the prime real estate areas, and then it started going to just being in California became crazy.
Yeah.
Well, like a couple years ago, we went to Off-Road Expo in Pomona. Pomona is a shit town.
It's a dump.
You live in Pomona. If you live in Pomona, you know you live in a dump.
Yep.
It's a shitty town. I mean, there's tweakers, streetwalkers. If you look at the Instagram page, the best of Pomona, it's pretty fucking funny.
And it wasn't always like that.
But it wasn't like
there was
that.
a small pocket of that, and it was just on Garvey. But it's now huge.
It's all across everywhere. You used to have that little pocket around the fairgrounds. There's still very nice houses up there, but I mean that's creeping on you right now. Like you can't leave your little pocket anymore because of the shit there. We were there and just joking around, just sitting at the car wash. Will and Jenna and I were waiting for the car wash, and a house that was next door to the car wash on a main street with streetwalkers and everything was $990,000. Like, why? Why is that $1 million to live in that state in a shithole in a ghetto?
In a shoebox.
In a ghetto. So Whittier, Kim's grandparents' house.
Mm-hmm.
You know where that is, but across from Pioneer High School in Whittier.
Yep.
It's like $800,000, $850,000 in that neighborhood. Like, why?
See, that's the thing I'm trying to ask my dad. Why don't you sell your house? When you get that money, buy something cash in the state that's non-income tax, that doesn't have an income tax. Arizona, Tennessee.
Well, you have
Come
an
live
income
where
tax
I'm
still.
living. What's that?
You have an income tax. Your property tax is way less in Arizona.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is like there's no income tax from a paycheck. There's still like the federal shit going on, but there's still a savings by living in a tax-free state.
Yeah, but Arizona is not a tax-free state.
Oh, it's not? I thought it was.
No. We still have we have a
Am I thinking
very
of Nevada?
small
Income tax.
Is Nevada income tax-free?
I don't know. I don't live in Nevada.
No.
I thought there was one Western.
I don't
state.
I don't have to claim income in Nevada with condo proceeds, but I don't know what the rules are.
I'm gonna
there.
check really quick. What are the income tax-free states? Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Wyoming. I think Rhode Island.
Alaska, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming.
So it wasn't Nevada. Okay.
So there's 9 states that are state income tax free. Arizona is, I mean, moving from California to Arizona, property tax went from fucking ridiculous to, oh, holy shit, this is nothing. Income tax went from, state income tax went from, fuck, this hurts to, this isn't that bad. And it's creeped up a little since we've been here, but it's not bad. I think it might be, I think the withholding is about 2%, but I think when you're all said and done, it's almost nothing.
Well, I heard Trump's going to get rid of property tax.
That would be lovely.
Yeah,
That would help a lot of people. That would help our senior citizens.
Yeah, once all the tariffs come in and the money starts coming in, all these savings that Doge is finding, go Elon. He's going to pass on the savings back to the people because you shouldn't be taxing your people to keep the country running and subsidize other countries.
Yep. I'm on the fence with this whole idea of giving everyone $500.
No, $5,000.
$5,000.
I'm not. Nope. You know
and
why?
Here's why.
Okay.
Though. I think if we just put that towards the debt, it helps in the long run. It gets our debt down quicker.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of giving us that $5,000, just give us a tax holiday instead.
Of 30,000, pay no income tax for the year.
Right.
I'll be happy with that because it's more than $5,000.
Exactly.
Exactly. No new debts, no new money comes in, but you're living off of what was there, and then you're just eliminated that side of it. But,
Well, I would just like to get what I would like to see happen is that if I'm going to do an income tax return this year, just return the taxes back this year that I paid last year, because then I can pay my debt off, and I'm back to square one again.
That's the other thing is who gets this $5,000? What's the criteria?
You have to be a taxpayer.
That's the thing. Is it people that have
and it has to be over the threshold.
Well, that's the question. Like, what's the threshold? What's the criteria of the whole thing? Because we don't want to give $5,000 to people that have been collecting welfare for the last 3 years.
No, so I think is it $10,000 before you start paying tax?
20.
12,000. I think it's 12,000.
Is it 12,000?
Is a minimum, but typically even at that low, you're not really paying anything.
Yeah, I think the threshold that they were talking about was like $24,000. Anything that you pay over $24,000 as a wage, you get you get that 5,000.
But they should also determine the amount of time you've been a taxpayer. So we don't want to give a 5,000 check to someone that's only been paying into the tax system for the last year or 2 years.
Well, I don't know. Even a year, if they've been paying it for a year, they've paid over $5,000 in tax anyway.
Yeah, I think the idea of this is to
it's to help people pay.
It's excite the economy, because we already know that
we don't want to excite the economy. You excite the economy, it's going to cause inflation. He wants people to pay their debt down, so he knows that everybody has all this credit card
money
debt
to do stuff, right? But it excites you to. Okay, you're not like going crazy and buying new cars with $5,000. What it's doing is allowing you to actually keep up with inflation. Buy a new iPhone.
They're going to go buy TVs. That's what they're going to do. Everybody's like, I'm going to buy a TV.
You know what's going to happen is everyone's going to be on Facebook Marketplace looking for a fucking XJ for $500. They're gonna go to a rough country and get their shitty suspension.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but I would prefer if you just choose a debt that's worth $5,000 and the government just wipes it.
I just think if we pay down the debt, national debt, quicker, then that leads to less inflation faster, reduces the inflation faster. And if we get a tax holiday, it's the equivalent of getting that $5,000 or more, depending on your situation.
Well, I would like a tax-free holiday because that's more than $5,000.
Right.
I prefer that way better, but I'd want it in my hand up front, because you know what it's like. If you don't pay tax, it just becomes like, for me to save money, I have to have lump sums to save it. If it's dribs and drabs, I ain't going to save shit, because a bill always comes along and you'd be like, oh, there's that money. True. It's gone. Whereas if I had a lump sum, I can just go 30 grand off a debt, gone. Psh, there goes Justine's car, done, paid for, credit cards, gone. And you're back to square one again. Because I think a lot of people, and two, the economy is getting better. It's going to get better. With everything he's bringing in, like he just got Apple to...
Yeah, they've invested
$500 billion over 4 years into the economy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's got all these other companies, billions of dollars coming in. Biden didn't bring shit in for 4 fucking years. All he did was bleed money.
I also read that Samsung is going to build a facility in the U.S.
Yep. But Apple's got like 6 different states they're building in to create jobs. So it's not just helping one state; it's 6 states or 7 states.
Mm-hmm.
So the economy is going to get better. It's going to take a little while, but it's going to happen. But I think if we get a handout and you don't go and buy a damn fucking TV, you pay your debt off, It's like having a reset. Like everyone's turned around and said, you know what? I wish the government would just wipe all my debt and I'll be back to zero. Yeah. Here's your chance to get a $5,000 check in your hand to help wipe your debt away, to start fresh.
I mean, the $5,000 would help, but I think I read that the average person right now has almost $20,000 in debt.
Yeah.
So that, like I said, it helps, but it's a drop in the bucket, and you're
Well, if
still
you've
left
got
with
10
$15,000 in debt.
Yeah,
on
but if
average.
you've got 10, if you have 10 credit cards split over $20,000 and you're paying the minimum payments because that's all you can afford, that $5,000 is going to get rid of a couple of those credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're good with your money and you can manage it better, you take those payments and you apply it to your other cards. Now you're paying back interest. You're not just paying the minimum payment and just paying $20 off every month. You're actually making a dent.
We might have to ask Dave Ramsey about this one. Speaking of that fucker, I just saw a post that he made that said that if you're married and you still have split bank accounts, then you're not really married. You're just friends living together. And I thought, what a fucking asshole thing to say.
Yeah. I have a split bank account.
So do I.
Justine still steals money out of my bank account, so she's always asking for money.
Oh, so you have a two-way bank account on her end and then one way on your side.
Yeah. It doesn't
we
get
have- on
On her
reciprocated.
side.
We have our own bank account, but we also have a joint bank account. So we use that for our bills. Say, for example, we want to save for something for the house. That's where we put that money to. But yeah, I just thought like it's pretty presumptuous to assume that everyone lives that way and thinks that way and thinks that their wife is just their fucking roommate. That's just couldn't be more farther from the truth for so many people.
I just find it how it's always money determines your relationship status.
What do you
Like
mean?
just like you said, if you have a split bank account that's not joint, you're just like living with your best friend.
Oh, yeah.
It all comes down to money. Mm-hmm. And I just find it very funny how everything's negated to how much money you have to what kind of relationship you have.
Right. Well, I mean, that happens a lot when you see like the owner of the Raiders dating a 20-year-old. And she's saying that, I didn't know he was rich.
Nah,
Really, bitch? Really? You didn't
I
know?
just like older guys.
The guy's fucking god ugly though. Like he looks like the bottom of my foot.
Yeah, but he's got plenty of money.
Yeah, way more money than my foot.
I can guarantee you he's on good sleeping pills when he gets home. Oh, babe, you went to sleep early tonight? Damn, you do that every night. You fall asleep on the couch every time I give you that drink. Damn. And then Jim comes over and we have a party.
Yeah. Would you like some more turkey? Some
Yeah.
more wine?
Wait, there's turkey?
Here's your medication, sweetheart. Don't worry about that orange pill. That's not what you think it is.
Speaking of orange pill, do you notice that it's getting darker later now?
Yes.
Is that an orange pill?
Well, it's the sun.
I love it.
The big orange orb.
Yeah. I love coming home in the sunlight
Yeah. Well,
'Cause
I
you
don't
can
know
do
what
shit.
that's like anymore, but
Well,
Tennessee
you know.
Tennessee is they have a bill on the table to get rid of daylight savings.
So here's my confusion. When they say they're going to get rid of daylight savings, are they keeping the daylight saving time or are they going to keep winter time?
They keep they call it the standard time.
I don't
it
like
would
the
be
standard
it would
time.
be so it would be the summer hours.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's more sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
ban it.
So you have MST and MDT, and it's just the daylight time is with daylight. And see, this is where I get fucked because we don't do daylight savings.
No,
time. So
Arizona doesn't.
I always have to do this fucking calculation. It's way worse for me. I'd rather just change the fucking clock back every so often
Yes.
because now I got to do all this.
It's
Okay,
stupid.
Okay. Well, how much? Oh, fucking really.
How many times have you seen in our group chat? You know, we're gonna record tonight at 7. Armando says, "What time is that? Is that in my time?"
my time, yes.
It's like, because
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. And I even have a little thing in the corner of my computer that goes all time zones for local, central, and eastern, and I never know who's on what time zone. Or
so here's the funny thing,
or if there's daylight savings time involved in there, I'm like, fuck it, I don't know.
So here's the funny thing. On my world clock on my phone, I specifically have one that says Phoenix for Armando's time.
So every time I ask, you're like, motherfucker, I have
Yeah.
a world clock. Why can't you?
There's an app for that.
Yeah.
Oh, don't drop the phone.
Oh,
Oh,
damn it,
now
man.
it's broken.
Damn it. I just had boobies on there. Look, I have it too. Look, see? Phoenix, Los Angeles. And I don't know why Amsterdam's there.
Oh,
Why
I
is
know
that
why.
there? Oh, that's for my coda for the Mercedes.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't know why London's there for though. Nobody
One
wants to
thing
go
I
to
also
London.
wanted to talk about before we get going is this chicken farm conspiracy. Everyone all of a sudden is, the eggs are so expensive. What the fuck? I thought Trump was going to do this. Well, he would have if he probably knew Biden had killed 500,000 fucking chickens.
Mm-hmm.
No one knew that there was chicken assassinations going on.
Well, we did. You just weren't watching TikTok.
No, why would I watch TikTok?
Then you would know. It's been happening for months.
Am I fucking 12?
For months. That's where all the news is at.
Am I a lonely housewife? Do I need
No,
to fucking
that's-
watch TikTok?
This is where the news is at. You got to just watch the certain channels.
So the one thing
On
that's really
TikTok.
driving me, other thing that's driving me crazy is there's people, and I'm going to say these people are mostly liberals. They'll go to the store, they'll go to the egg section, and they'll take a picture. Oh, my eggs are $15, and then you see the label and it says organic eggs, cage free, and you always, I have never seen those eggs cheaper than $10, even when eggs were 99 cents for a dozen.
Yep, for the cage one.
So miss me with that bullshit, because that's just gaslighting. You're looking at expensive eggs for a reason, and it's just to gaslight the whole situation. Because if you look to the left, you'll see that the eggs are only $3.50.
Where? Can you send me some of those eggs?
Oh, dude, I bought 24 packs of eggs at Costco, organic farm fresh eggs from Costco, brown ones, for $8.50 each,
Yeah, Mexican
which comes out
eggs
to
there?
$4.25.
No. See,
a dozen.
Gabe is doing this shit again. What
What am I doing?
What is with you getting 3 packs of 24 eggs? Why can't you just get 2?
I go through a dozen eggs in half a week.
It's just like you in toilet fucking paper. You go to
Well,
Costco and you get a
the
whole
difference
fucking lot of
is-
toilet paper.
The difference is I actually eat the eggs. I eat a lot of eggs.
Unbelievable.
Don't you have an egg plug now?
Yeah, now I do. But it's been cold, so his chickens aren't laying eggs.
Fuck.
Yeah, and those eggs are fucking good too. Like
Yeah,
his
because they're
eggs
homegrown.
Oh my god, I have never had eggs taste so good in my life.
I bet he feeds them like vegetable scraps.
I would probably assume he gives them good food.
Yeah. Vegetable scraps is the best for chickens.
And I say that
Peel,
because
carrot peel, all that kind of stuff.
Jose and his wife, they're very animal friendly people. And by the way, Armando, they just got a new dog, and the dog is adorable.
Did they get another what was Daisy? Red English setter?
No,
Not
no,
an
this is-
English setter.
They don't know what this is. They think it might be mixed a pit and German Shepherd. They don't know. So here's the story.
They
with this
found
dog.
it.
They were at Walmart, and there was a lady with a litter of dogs, and just giving them away. So, Autumn came back to the car with 2 dogs in her arms, and Jose's like, "What is this?" She's like, "Yeah, they're giving them away," and he's like, 2.
Oh yeah. Leave some for everyone else.
So apparently, a lady walked up to Autumn and said, "Do you mind if I take one? Because they just gave the last one away. Do you mind if I have one of the two you just took?" And she's like, "No, I don't mind. Here, take her." So that's how they ended up with just the one.
Nice.
So they have 6 dogs now, 5 dogs and 4 cats.
Oh,
A bunch of chickens, some goats,
and pigs and shit.
Yeah.
So talking about pigs and shit, how good is it now that the cartels are running from American U.S. forces?
Oh God. Yeah,
Green lit by the president.
Mexico Senate just
president.
gave the okay for the U.S. military to take action against the cartels.
Yep.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, we could just use it as training exercises. Just go over there.
Well, here's kind of the fucked up part. So there was quite a few years where our Delta Force was training with the cartels or the Mexican police,
army, or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but
The federales.
It's fucked up because those people are the ones that are helping the cartels.
Yeah. Well, it won't matter.
No, and it sounds like our secret forces, our special forces, are itching to get in there.
Oh yeah. Well, they train for this stuff. Mm-hmm. They don't get to use it anywhere else, but now there's a green light, and they're fine to drop in anytime they like. It's like game on.
I wonder how long before we start just dropping missiles there.
I don't know if they'll drop missiles, but might flow a few drones in there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there's drones already going. They gave the okay for that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be good. Like Trump says, it's the golden age.
Yeah. There is a video that I want to play really quick. It's of a former IRS agent, and he's crying about losing his job. And in the background, they're at his house, and in the background, you can hear his fire alarm or his smoke detector beeping.
Beeping.
Please tell me his house burns down.
Hold on a second. Let me find it.
And it's not like I have no say so. Like they just toss you away. I thought corporate America was like this, not the government.
Why do
It's not like I have
not changed?
It's not like I'd have any skills or any real work freaking skills or
Why
any
do black people
marketable
not change
skills.
batteries? I don't
I've
understand
just been
this.
sitting at home listening to this beep for the last 5 years. Now I have to
So
get up and go to work.
This proves that it was a good firing, because if he's that lazy not to change the fucking battery in his beeping thing,
Yeah.
he's probably too lazy to fucking actually do some work.
Yeah. I would have ripped that off the ceiling in the second beep.
Oh God, that beeping drives me crazy.
Yes, it's the most annoying thing. You know what? Yeah. Did you come to my Utah house, Gabe?
No,
You were there, Armando.
The Utah house? No.
You didn't come to my Utah?
No.
No. So when I lived there, I think it was the second week I moved in. I was laying in bed and I could hear beep. And I'm like, was that a fucking smoke alarm? I walk out. Beep. The area was so big, it echoed. It took me 2 weeks to find the damn thing. And it was in the hallway next to the garage. 2 weeks I'm hearing this beep. And it would only do it random. Sometimes it wouldn't do it at all. It would just stay off. I was so frustrated. 2 damn weeks I couldn't find this fucking thing. I'm up on on a chair like, are you gonna fucking make a noise? And you'll hear beep. It'll be over there somewhere. You go over there and it'll be over there. It was like it was just echoing from different places.
you know what the cool thing is of the new house is? My smoke detectors are
Wired
hardwired.
in.
Yeah, and the battery's only there for backup.
They will beep still.
They will.
They will beep still.
You're
Believe me.
supposed to test them every 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't tested these things.
They will still beep. Mine are hardwired, but they still freaking beep. So
What's the
I
cause
hear
of
that.
it?
What's
The
that?
battery gone flat. It tests the battery.
Yeah, because the battery just dies regardless.
Oh,
it
the
just
backup
wants.
battery.
Yeah, so the 9-volt battery is the backup, even though it's not your power. But when that battery starts to die, it tells you that there's no backup. So
Yeah, change me.
change it. So I just the idea in my house is you hear it one, they all come down, they all get changed, and they all go back up.
Yeah.
I'm not chasing shit. Everyone gets changed as soon as that first beep happens. Fuck.
My biggest fear is that when you go to test them, the fucking thing doesn't turn off. Because it's so damn annoying. You hit it, and it doesn't. You can't shut it off.
And the dogs hate that noise too.
Yeah, because it's fucking high pitched.
Yeah.
Hate it. Can't stand it.
And then the dog makes the worst noise than the fucking beeping.
Dog freaking yelping and shit, barking and yelping and shit. Like, fucking shut up.
I mean, I can't imagine how it hurts their ears because that is high pitched and their hearing is pretty damn good. So,
Yeah. Well, talking about dogs, we have new tornado sirens here. It's called the coyotes. I hear the coyotes howling to the tornado sirens more than I hear the tornado siren.
really?
They're loud. Now I know because I live in pretty much suburbia, Nelly. There must be a big pack of them son of a bitches around here because they're loud as fuck.
They travel, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
They travel.
Now,
I can't wait till I get some NVGs and I'm able to kill these motherfuckers at night.
I just want a farmer to
Tennessee-
tell me to come on their land and start killing things.
Yeah, Tennessee finally allowed people to hunt coyotes in the night at nighttime too.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy. What's that? What can I buy to shoot rabbits in my
22?
backyard? No, I need something
410?
smaller.
410.
In my backyard?
Yeah.
Just get a BB gun. Just get a pellet gun.
Yeah, like a salt gun.
Get a 22 and suppress it. You don't want to hear shit.
Oh, I go straight through the rabbit and into next door neighbor's freaking front yard.
Nah, it won't.
Just get a pellet gun.
Yeah,
Actually, a paintball
Air
gun
rifle.
will probably work.
Air
Air rifle or a paint gun, yeah, it will work. If you want non-lethal, I would go that route.
I don't know if I would eat those rabbits though.
I'm not going to eat
Well, you're
them.
not gonna eat them.
Ralph goes out there. Ralph goes out there and eats their crap.
Oh.
Every morning he's like, "We're excited to go outside," and I like sit down and watch him and go, "What are you doing, dude?" He's just sniffing. He's like his lips are so big, it's just like when he's sniffing, and I'm like,
Little
"I know what
nuggets.
you're doing. I know what you're doing, dude. You're eating that little pellet shit."
Go kiss your mama.
Yeah, that's why I keep. This is why I keep telling all these. I tell everybody in the house, don't let Ralph lick you.
Yeah.
He licks his. Well, he doesn't have balls no more, so he licks his butt. And two, he eats rabbit poop. And you let him lick you. Ugh.
If you were in the country and you shot a rabbit, I'd say eat it. But if you're in the city rabbits
No.
eat shit.
No.
They eat trash.
No.
They taste like
No.
garbage.
We got little
Nah,
rabbits here anyway. You're not going to get much meat off them.
I mean, rabbit meat is good anyway. So I mean, it doesn't
It is
matter how much
good.
meat.
It's good, but
It's
you go
very
get one
scarce
raised.
here.
You go get one raised at the 99 Ranch Market.
Yeah.
Just get the one from the pet store,
The caged rabbit.
the big fat ones.
Yeah, make sure it's white. They're the best at eating the white ones.
I wanted to go to Wyoming because Wyoming has a lot of good rabbit hunting. And then there's also a big area with grouse. You can hunt grouse.
What the
Wyoming,
hell's
there's a lot
grouse?
of good hunting in Wyoming.
What's a grouse?
Grouse is kind of like a
It's a waterfowl.
no, it's like a quail.
Oh, okay. We've gone from rabbits to birds.
Yeah, yeah. Grouse is pretty good. That's good eating.
It's not a waterfowl?
I don't think so.
Grouse.
They
Grouse
live in
to us
they
means
live in
it's-
brush.
Grouse means fucking awesome to us.
Yeah, grouse
So-
usually live in trees or brush.
All right.
Go Armando.
No, so what I did find recently.
Pornhub.
No, I did find that there is a place down here, not too far from me, that you can go pheasant hunting.
Breaking that shotgun.
I'm breaking that shotgun in now. Now I found it. I'm like, okay, now I have a reason.
Yeah.
And kill some shit.
Oh, before we do go, have you seen that shit going around? You might not have seen it. Everyone getting indents from their headphones on their heads.
No.
It's a thing, apparently. The gamers...
Indents?
Yes, because they wear their headphones all the time, it's actually indenting onto their skulls.
Well, they're fucking idiots. They're not wearing their headphones properly.
So, like, you just always just give it a bit of air.
Yeah. I mean, I like mine sitting on my head, but I also have padding on mine.
They do too.
I've had these headphones for 20 years.
Yeah, but how often do you wear
maybe?
them?
Anytime I'm editing, anytime I'm doing a podcast, so maybe at least twice a week for an hour and a half each.
Yeah, well, gamers will wear them 16 hours a day.
Those are different headphones too, though.
Yeah, but
These are made for actual wearing comfort, wearing in the studio for long periods of time.
yeah, and they're starting to get indents on their heads. A guy shaved his head, and he's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, you ask anyone that's been in radio, these headphones that I have is the standard for headphones.
That's why JD's head. That's why JD's head's a little bit demented because he's always wore headphones a lot, and it's got to his brain a little bit too. So if you look at his skull, it's a little like weird up here. That's why he always combs his hair nice.
Is that why he wears a hat all the time too?
Yeah, because it's like if you knock his head off, it's like dented right here. He'll fight you to take his hat off. He will fight you. Literally.
Oh, now I feel a challenge coming on. I need to freaking fly to. I need to fly to Knoxville.
Yeah, it's a $10,000 reward apparently. If you can get his hat off his head, it's $10,000. It's the Eddie challenge all over again.
Oh boy.
Well, we already know Gabe can't hit that one.
No. Apparently he's back causing shit again. So
What happened?
Eddie?
yeah, just wait. Well, you know, Rockcrawler's coming out with the whole Metal Cloak versus Rockcrawler again.
Yeah, I edited that video.
Yeah, well, so Eddie was a big thing back, was it 8 years ago when it was about Rockcrawler, Metal Cloak? He's going to be all out again.
Oh, I see what
He's
you're
going to
saying
be,
now,
he's going to be like reliving it.
Yeah. Yeah, so
just-
the outtakes from that video that I edited for Rockcrawler, fucking hilarious.
course.
Justin Jay-Z is he's a funny dude, man.
So what I want to do is go back and look at all those Facebook posts of all these Metal Cloak people, and let's see where they are today.
Yeah.
What suspension are you running today?
Right. Remember you were talking shit,
Oh,
and now
What's
you're kissing
today?
fucking JP's ass, you
yeah.
fucking whores.
They kiss everybody's ass. Whatever's new, they're going to kiss someone's ass.
Yeah. Like the representative from Dubai.
Hey, funny thing. I had a customer come in the other day, and he actually lives a neighborhood across from me, and we're talking about wheels. And he's like, "Oh, I've got those Light Bright wheels," and I'm like, "Oh
Sorry to
yeah,
hear
how do you like them?" He goes, "Man, they're fucking expensive, and they look like KMC wheels." And I'm just like, "Yeah, but they're not. You paid overpriced. They're from Dubai. You're not even buying an American." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm actually too scared to scratch them because they're so damn expensive."
So he doesn't wheel. He bought forged beadlocks
Yep.
that are overpriced, and he's not going to wheel it.
Yep.
He
He's
should be
scared to
slapped.
scratch them.
He needs
Scared
to
to
be
scratch
slapped.
them. Not me. I got my nice race line wheels, and they're all scratched to shit.
That's what's supposed to happen.
It's only the ring. You can replace the ring.
Exactly. You don't even have to replace it. You just refinish it.
I call it battle scars. It just shows you that you wheeled. You're not a
Exactly.
paper princess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've seen so many Spiderlock wheels with that ring just bashed to
Beat.
shit.
Yeah. It's like a badge of honor.
It is.
I always like those wheels. It's like, yep, nothing's getting in my wheel.
No. That's the
Or
OG
out.
V-lock right there.
or fucking out.
Yeah, the
Same
worst
shit.
is when you get, the worst is when you get sand stuck in there forever.
So the funny thing the other day, it was so fucking cold here. I got in my Jeep and I'm driving down the road and I'm like, why do my wheels feel like they're not balanced right? Because anybody who has a raceline wheel knows they don't have any drain holes with the B-locks.
There's no
So
drain
it
holes.
froze. Water
just
got
a
in there and
puddle-
froze.
Yeah, and I'm driving down the road and I'm like, what the fuck is... And then all of a sudden, I got to about 50, 60 miles an hour. It went away. I'm like, that was weird. And I realized the other day, I just walked out and I'm like, oh, I've got ice in my wheel.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Not
Fucking
in Kansas
racelines.
anymore, Toto.
I know. But hey, it's warming up
Yeah.
until the next Arctic freeze that's coming next week.
71 today. I'm not believing this Arctic freeze bullshit anymore because I'm over it.
I'm over it. I want to take my roof off.
I want to take my
put the
top
half
off.
doors on.
And I mean my shirt.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that. Stay inside. I'm
funny.
pretty sure your neighbors don't want to see it either.
No, and neither do I.
Stay in your garage.
Yeah. All right, I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm not going to say shit with this 80 degrees here.
Yeah, don't say nothing.
You're an
Throw a
asshole.
tomato at you.
Like you just did say something.
No, I didn't say it.
You did. You just said it's 80 degrees,
No, I didn't say it at all.
But it's a
which
cool
is
80
26 degrees in Australia.
What's it in Celsius?
26 degrees.
What's it in Fahrenheit?
80 degrees.
All right. We're getting delirious now. All right, folks. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, we're on more than just Spotify. We're on Apple, iTunes. We're on iHeartRadio. We're all over the place. YouTube. So don't forget to look for us in other forms of other platforms for viewing and listening.
Yeah.
Until next week, maybe we'll have a guest. See if we can. We're still trying to get a health profession on. For some reason, they're so fucking hard to book.
It's because we don't have proper insurance.
Maybe that's why. Maybe we'll have to.
I have proper insurance.
Well, why can't you get them on, Armando?
I don't know.
Maybe they don't.
I don't
They
thi-
don't
I-
want to
I
be
don't-
pressured into saying the
I don't-
wrong things.
I don't think it's the insurance.
No, it's our politics.
Ah,
It's
I can be liberal for a day.
It's the leaning. No, you can't. Fuck
I
you.
can.
Can
I
you,
can.
No, you
can
can't.
you be gay for a day?
I can.
$20 is $20.
Hey, I got the T-shirt.
All right,
I can
folks,
be
that's
gay.
it for this week. Until next
As long as
week, when
nobody
Chris
else is here.
When Chris is wearing mascara and a rainbow flag behind him.
I can do the whole podcast talking gay if you like.
No, please don't.
I saw that, buddy.
Now he sounds French.
I can't do it anymore. I transitioned.
All right, everyone. Until next week. Have a good one.
Arriba. Ciao. Bye-bye.
See ya.
See ya.